it's Emily from Kid Lit Book Love. I'm talking to you my specific review of a lovely treasure that I came across from my collection. Again, from my favorite publisher, the Easton Press, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. Not an inexpensive, beautiful, leather-bound, gold trim page copy of this wonderful story by L. Frank Baum, who wrote the Oz series books. And of course I read this for Christmas, but I wanted to share it with you and show it to you in case you think of purchasing it if you love children's literature, if you collect it, and if you love it for the artwork, and if you love the holidays. I really recommend this book. It's a fictional tale, of course, of Santa Claus and where he could have come from, according to L. Frank Baum's imagination, what his history is. And it has a combination of these sort of reddish sepia tint drawings and more art paintings throughout it. And it's broken up by chapters of his life, such as infancy, adulthood, manhood, leaving the forest for the first time. There's a battle between good and evil. There's the first reindeer journey here, and how the first toy came to be made in here. What happens as he got older? How did he become immortal? And what I love about this, mostly, of course, is the color, the illustrations, the drawings, the paintings, but the story, very fantasy oriented. It didn't really become Christmassy until far later into it. Early on, we have a lot of the natural world. We have L. Frank Baum, who had a great respect for the natural world, for nature and all things nature, the way he described it with beautiful settings. He talks about fairyland, and of course there's a lot of sort of immortality versus mortality, a lot of religion theme in this story. And we have a lot of descriptions of animals with anthropomorphism, which is human-like qualities given to animals, and Claus as a baby, how he came to be in existence, how he was raised by, I guess it was a tiger, and how he, this sort of, it's very... Midsummer Night's Dream Shakespeare kind of is what I was thinking of when I was reading the early parts. I didn't love the early parts as much as I love the later parts that talk more about the Christmas, the fairies and the sprites. So it was interesting to see how he mixes fairies and sprites and sort of the natural evergreen world, fairy world of the animals and the fairies like you'd see in A Midsummer Night's Dream, how he'd mix that into Santa Claus's origins. So, if you've never read it, I definitely would read it. The original, I think was it the 1960s? Oh gosh, there's the sort of clay looking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa Claus movies that I watched when I was a kid that you still see on TV sometimes, where they look like the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the original Santa Claus, like little clay kind of creatures in a movie. And that Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, that movie, was based on a little bit on this book. So again, this was a very lovely collectible purchase from the Easton Press. They still have it. You can get it on a few payments, I think. Not as expensive as the sets, but a beautiful, if you love children's literature or just love Christmas, I would really recommend that book by L. Frank Baum, and I absolutely love it. Thanks for watching.